Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Today I'm going to show you a few things that I've been working on. I'm going to give you an update on the incubator with the eggs, and I'm going to give you an update on the chickens and show you a couple things I've done out there, and then things I've done on the old 10 by 20 building out here. So anyway, just kind of a normal everyday life and trying to be one step closer to, I should say, self-sufficiency, but you know, self-sufficiency, I think true self-sufficiency, there's very few people out there doing that. And I'm not trying to be 100% self-sufficient, but I am trying to make sure that I've got all the comforts that I feel would make us several steps ahead of the general population of the sheep. But anyway, guys, I do appreciate y'all watching and keeping up with me and going on this journey of YouTubing and kind of keeping records. You know, I sure hope my grandkids will watch this when many years after I'm gone, maybe even my kids, and realize that old Paw just about everything I did was, you know, in my last years anyway here, was focused toward making sure they had as great a chance as possible to survive when crap hits the fan. And I don't care what other people think. It's what I want to do, and I do it because I love my family and my kids. So hope y'all are doing it too. So anyway, I'm going to give you a couple updates and show you a few things. And you know, guys, I appreciate the ones that have subscribed. We're still sitting on that 101. I've actually got a little video that I'm going to put in right after this opening segment to show you the path of the subscription status since I started uploading channels until current, or at least a week ago current. So I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about, how it pretty much, yeah, you know, it does this, but it's always pretty much on an uphill climb. And then when you get up to the last about 5 weeks or so, there's no uphill to it. I can't explain that. So those of you that have stuck with me this long, and those of you that share the channel and are subscribed and hit that like button, guys, I do appreciate it. And if there's anything I can do that can help you be better prepared, please send me an email, send me a comment, something, and I'll respond to all that I can, all that are necessary to be responded to, and see if I can't give you what you want. I had a buddy that requested that I go over some things as far as how to survive nuclear and all of that. Guys, that's out of my field. I've never even put a lot of effort into it because I just don't think, where I live, I'm about 50 to 60 miles from 3 major military bases, in the middle of a triangle of 3 major military bases. If either one of those was hit with a nuke, I'm in the blast radius. It doesn't matter if I prepped or not. Me and the preps are going to be cooked. So anyway, some of y'all are more concerned with that, and you know, more power to you, but you can still learn a lot from each other, from me, from the people that watch this channel and share information, and be better prepared when something does happen. And we all know the economy is just as strong as it's ever been in the history of the country. I mean, things couldn't be going better. Okay, wake up. Oh, sorry. Oh, who am I? Biden? Yeah, okay. Enough of that. Good Lord, have mercy. Guys, I hope you're prepping. I hope you're prepping hard. Things are going to get much, much worse, I'm afraid, in the next 3 to 6 months. And, ooh, Lord, have mercy. I feel for the ones that are on the wrong side. But either way, thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Y'all be safe. Alright. So, I created my channel August 1st, 2021. Well, that was not intentional, but remember how YouTube works. It creates one when you first comment on a video. So, October 15th, 2021, I posted my first little video. And look at the numbers as we go through. It is steadily. Now, I'm just getting you to look at the dates and the times, right? Then I had a pretty good jump right there. But just keep watching. So, April 7th this year, I hit 100. And it went to 102, 102. It doesn't show the 103, so maybe that's later. Yep, right there. April 26th. And then back down 100. And then back up to the 101. This is an anomaly compared to the steady rise. I don't know. What am I missing, guys? Well, I'm trying it one more time. I took the kennel back out because them 4 babies just will not learn to mix in with the other 6 adults. So, and they're over halfway grown. So let me get a little closer so y'all can see. See? So I did stand the blocks up so they got somewhere to hide to get away from them. But they're just not mixing well with the adults. And that kennel being in there, I'm seeing they hide in that kennel till I let them out, let the adults out, and then they get out there and they feed and play or whatever, and every now and then an adult will run in, they'll go hide again. So they need to mingle because they're all going to be one flock. So anyway, well, she squatted down for him, but he didn't mount her, did he? He missed that opportunity. But anyway, I did order a new feeder, 10-pound hanging feeder like that one that's in there. And I really do like the feeder. This water I'm not, enthused about, but I've had it for years. They work well. Could have swore I had 2. See, the old white hen just chased the babies out. But anyway, so I did order another one because it's an automatic water, and I hooked it to that faucet just so the adults would have some water out here. If it gets to where they're picking on the babies, I can put the babies out or in, whatever, and let them start moving around a little bit. But anyway, I started out incubating. Y'all see my impact up there. I had to adjust the float so it would stop, and it's dripping right there. And I tightened that up with pliers, so I don't know why. But it's a drip, and it's a chicken pen, so it'll be all right. But the babies see they're following me because that white hen's going to chase them. And that one with white on it's undoubtedly hers. But anyway, when I was incubating the eggs in there, I started with 34. Well, I put 25 or something like that in there. I don't remember, 29 something. Then the next day I put the next eggs I got in there. Ended up with 34 eggs in the incubator this time that I'm working on now. And I've candled them 3 times, and each time I candle them, I put the ones I didn't think were fertile on the left and left the ones that I thought were fertile on the right. Well, got it down to 20 eggs that stayed in there that I thought were best chance of being fertile. I'm no chicken expert by any means. And I candled them about a week before hatch time, which is about 7 or 8 days earlier than now. And looked like I had at least a half a dozen to 10 that I was pretty sure was going to be a baby that hatched. Well, I took them out on the end of the 18th night and laid them on the side like you're supposed to give the baby time to orient. There he goes, fertilizing that hen. All 5 seconds. But anyway, I took them and looked like I had about 20 and up to 10 or 12 that I'm pretty sure were fertile. And here it is. I shouldn't be going past 23. I'm thinking 24 days max, because I did add some the second day, which would make it 22 to 23. And I had one bitty hatch last night. It peaked early yesterday or the night before, and then it hatched yesterday by the time I got home from work, and it was still wet where it came out of the egg, which I've got the humidity up really high. It's supposed to help them break the shell easier to get out. I got the humidity up pretty doggone high on that incubator, and so far I've only got one, so I don't know. That incubator, I have just not had very good luck hatching biddies. And the last time I let the hen set on them, remembering, and I took the babies inside, but the hens don't want to set this time. So, but every time I've used that incubator, which is at least 3, 4, 5 times, I've had no more than 3 or 4 chickens hatch. No matter how many eggs I had in it, it'll hold up to 48. No matter how many I had in there, no more than 3 or 4 hatched. So I was really hoping, the way the eggs were looking, that I was going to get a dozen. But tonight is the end of the 23rd night, which is really 22 for those I put in last. And I've only got one. So I'm kind of disappointed. I'm guessing that sometime in the near future, I'm going to be buying an incubator that lays the egg on their side and then rolls it every 2 hours like the mother hen does. And from all the videos I've watched, they have a much higher hatch rate, like 80% or better. This one, the way it sits in there and stands up, it's not natural. If you think about it, the hen doesn't stand the eggs up. They're laid on their side and she rolls them. So I don't understand how they get away with selling an incubator like that that's not going to have a good hatch rate. It can't be just me, because, you know, one of my good friends, my ex, has used one, and I saw where she bought one just like it. She's not having the success rate out of it that she does out of that small one that rolls them either. So I guess you get what you pay for, but the thing, I mean, ain't nothing cheap no more. So either way, just thought I'd give y'all an update on the chickens and see where I did put this new waterer on the outside. And I had to set it on the block because I haven't buried the line yet that drops the faucet low enough to hook it up. So I'm just going to leave it there for now. And hopefully this one baby chick, which looked a lot better when I got home today, will make it. I've stuck its beak in the water a couple times, and I don't know. I'm going to be upset if it doesn't make it, but I would really, really like to have that other 8 to 10 eggs hatch. Would be great, but whatever. I have no control over it, I guess, unless I want to turn the eggs by hand every 2 hours. And you know, people that work to support Biden and his cronies can't be at home doing that. So either way, cut the grass 10 days ago, and this grass where I park is a foot high. It's not thick, but it's a foot high. The rest of the field and everything's only 6 or 8 inches. Up here where I park's a foot. Who'd have thunk it? Sparky's doing well. Sweet Pea is back there. She followed me. Anyway, All the little kite planes or whatever you want to call them are gone. I guess I'll show this. I don't remember if I showed it in another video. I don't think I did. I did dismantle my old steps that were here going into my old building. I jacked up this corner again. Added another pillar up under the skid that's there. Because that side I've jacked it up a few times, but jacked it up again, put some more block under it and wedged it up so the door will open and close like it's supposed to now without scrubbing. And the runners, the runners for the steps had rotted out. And I tore it down and reused the treads because they were still good. And I used old lumber for new treads, and I didn't cut them this time. I screwed a board to it, level, screwed my tread down. And then I had 2 left over because there was 4 steps before. This is the right height, by the way, 7'11". So I screwed those 2 to those front boards just to give it that, because everybody steps on the edge when they run up steps. So seems to be pretty solid. My son-in-law and I both fully dressed are right around that 200-pound mark, and it doesn't give with us. So that's one thing. Now I can start working on that building, getting that ceramic tile and all that stuff out of there so I can start working on that cooler. So doesn't seem like a prep thing, but I got to have good steps to get in and out, especially when you're toting things that weigh 100 pounds. So either way, guys, I do appreciate it. If y'all have not done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It does help me tremendously, helps support my channel and helps me grow. So remember the 2 things I always tell y'all. We'll zoom in back there just so y'all can see the chicken. They're around that water. But remember what I always tell y'all. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.